Okay. We are live here in the Fish North Georgia studios on this beautiful Thursday night. It is crisp, but it is cool, and we're excited because fall is definitely in the air. So we got a great episode for you guys tonight, and we got the Big Shanty Bassmasters along with the Toys for Tots group. That is Ron McQueen and John Drew. We're going to be talking all about the Toys for Tots tournament that's coming up on Lake Allatoona here in November. And then we're going to talk, of course, about some bass fishing on Lake Allatoona. So before we get started, of course, we want to make sure that we hit our sponsors. We want to say a special thank you to Adams Renovations. You can contact Charlie Adams at 470-505-3412 or email him at adamsrenovations20@gmail.com. He'll take care of any of your new construction, need a new deck built, it's fall, need a new fence put up, whatever it may be, he'll take care of you. He does everything but spiral staircases, remember that. So that is Charlie Adams with Adams Renovations. And Festive Water Paddle Sports, your North Georgia paddle sports. God, I'm tripping over my
You can do it, baby. Come on.
Paddle sports shop right by Lake Lanier. Go see Nathan Skinner and Tim over there. They're right off of 400 and 369. They got all kinds of kayak stuff. Get your kayak outfitted. Rent kayaks from them. They'll set you up. Fishing's getting cooler. You need to go get it. If you don't have a boat, you want to go rent a kayak, go see our guys at Festive Water Paddle Sports. Good Lord, I have butchered it tonight, but it is what it is. So without further ado, though, we got all our business out of the way. Danny Pruitt, take it away.
I'm just going to look at you for a while there, Ryan.
Why?
I was like, what happened to Ryan and I? You did a good job. It's hard to do that, baby. It's hard.
I stumbled over everything.
Guys, we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. And if you're watching the night live, make sure you start putting them comments right there so we can ask these guys all these questions that you guys might. We're going to talk about the Toys for Tots tournament, and we're going to try. This is special. We actually have some Allatoona guys up here, and it is one of the hardest lakes to crack to get anybody to come up here and talk about. So hopefully tonight we can get you some knowledge after we talk about this tournament. But guys, again, thank you for joining us. If you're watching later, hey, we appreciate you guys too. I will be putting this on the Shopify.
See,
this is one of them days on the Spotify. That liquid courage didn't work. On the Spotify, iTunes, all that. And if you listen on that, we appreciate you. Make sure you look at all of our social media, the TikTok, the Instagram, Facebook, of course. Hey, we appreciate you and all that you do. And this coming up Monday night, we got a new episode of the Real American Road Trip. I will be working on an oyster farm. All right. So if you like oysters and want to know a little bit more about what goes into oyster farming, it's a pretty cool episode. Remember 321. Okay. You'll need to know what that means. So, but again, thank you guys for joining us. And, it's good to be back after a couple-week layoff. So been in Michigan, glad to get back to Georgia, finally cooling off here. And again, we got the Big Shanty guys here. And guys, they run a very special tournament every year for Toys for Tots. And we all know what that is. And the cool thing, and they're going to explain a lot more about it. And again, if you got questions about it, make sure you put it in the comment section. This year, this is going to be supporting the children of Pickens County. And our shop is located in Pickens County. So this is a really big deal. It's on Lake Allatoona. They're going to give you all the specifics. But definitely, you guys have a Facebook page, right?
Yes,
Facebook page. So it's going to be on that. And you can see it. You're going to run it in the banner down below too, Ryan?
I am. I'll be pulling
So,
up
so if you want more information, it's going to be available. But I got Danny Perdue. Right? Did I say it right? It's been a long day. I want to make sure I said it. Ron McQueen. They've been on the show before. Got a new buddy up here, John Drew. He's right there. And then we've got over there who'll be in here. It's Larry Gideons. Larry Gideons.
I like Lillian better.
Listen. Yeah. Guys getting here. It's been a long day. Larry.
We made it longer, right?
Larry. No, you did. You did good. So, who wants to go first? Are you going to be the spokesman, Ron?
I think I want to start tonight.
You want to start?
I thank you for the introduction. What you said is the way to put it. But we're guaranteeing this year $3,000 for first place.
There you go. That's a nice little chunk.
I don't think there's many tournaments, or there's no tournaments on Allatoona that pays that much out, except one that I know of per year. And I'm not sure about Lanier. We don't fish very many tournaments, big tournaments on Lanier.
That's a good paycheck anywhere you go.
But, $3,000 for first place, and November 4th, And like I said, you know, Pickens County, Amy is the Tours of Tots coordinator. She told me she has almost 3,500 kids in this county, in Pickens County, that she needs to service during Christmas. So we worked a deal out to where she can get all the toys that we raise. I know last year we had probably 9 or 10 big, huge boxes of toys.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping to break that this year because we're having the bass tournament. And Danny and I have been talking the last couple of years, you know, after the bass fishermen leave, what do we do all day?
Right.
We sit there and twiddle our thumbs.
Right.
So we're adding a Jeep run a motorcycle run. Also, they're going to come into the landing over there where we're having a tournament at different times, of course.
Right.
They're all required to bring a toy. So if you have 4 people in a Jeep, they're going to bring 4 toys. So we're expecting to get a whole lot more toys this year.
That's awesome.
You know, and we're getting some raffle items. We're still looking for raffle items for fishing, for Jeeps, for motorcycles. You know, I've been on the road since 8:30 this morning, going to Harley Davidson shops and other motorcycle shops, looking for them to post on their Facebook pages and all that, and give me a list of things that they can donate to us. So then the next week I should have that list up. So that's what I've been doing most of it today.
Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Let me go ahead and issue a challenge. I like doing these things on this because I can. If you're fishing in this, and let's say you win first place, $3,000 is a great paycheck, but it'll do your heart a lot better if you turn right around and hand that money right back to hand that money right back to him. Think of how many toys $3,000 can buy. It'll do your heart a lot better than that $3,000 can be spent on anything you want to do. So that's just a challenge to you anglers that are watching this, that are thinking about fishing it. Turn around and donate your winnings. I just think that's a good challenge. And you're not required. You're not required.
No.
But the pressure's on. All right.
You know, in the 3,000,
if it's in your heart to do so,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, in the 3,000 first place, that's just the 3,000 that we secured through 2 sponsors. You know, really more than 2 sponsors.
Yeah.
And so, really, the payout's going to be more than that.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
You know,
now, Ryan, can you pull those pictures up of that? That shows some of the sponsors that you got. You guys that are watching and not listening, you might be able to see this. This is
certainly can.
Let's pull up a couple of these just to get it going right there.
Here is the flyer.
Okay.
For the Toys for Tots tournament here.
Yeah, we've got some more people on there.
Yeah, right there. So yeah,
perfect.
Covered that ugly face of mine with something good. So there we go.
Well, you know, Danny Perdue can talk about the Triton goal and stuff like that. Those type of things right there are really exciting news.
What is that? What is the Triton Gold?
Okay, this year we were able to get the tournament registered not only with Ranger boats, Triton, and Nitro in their contingency programs, but also Phoenix boats.
Okay.
So if you've got a Phoenix boat and you're registered under their first flight contingency program, and if you win, and I think for example, if you have a 250 horsepower motor, you get an extra $500 from Phoenix boats.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. That's good stuff.
Each one of them have a different
thing.
They have a different thing, and they're also, you know, there's rules and stuff like you either got to have certain decals on your truck or boat or wear certain apparel or anything.
Right.
So if you're looking to be a part of that contingency programs, be sure you read their rules and what all's required of you to participate. I hate for you to miss out on anything.
Absolutely. All right, pull up the next one. Let's go ahead and look at all these. All right, so that is the motorcycle thing that you were talking about.
Yes.
All right,
right.
So
there's a group out of Cherokee County that's putting this together. They're going to meet at I forgot the name of the church now. Let me see. The motorcycle club is
like God's Rolling Thunder Church.
Yeah, Warhorse Brotherhood is the name of the motorcycle group. They've been looking for something to do between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
And Brandon, who I work with, said, you know, he heard me doing an interview on the phone with the Cherokee Ledger. I did a phone interview with them. They did an article in the newspaper for Toys for Tots a few weeks ago. And he goes, "Hey man, do you think we can might can join you? You know, we got a bunch of motorcycles that would love to go do a toy run."
That's awesome. Yeah.
So they made their flyer. So they're going to they're going to meet at 9:30 at God's Rolling Thunder Church over in Cherokee County. And 11 o'clock, they're going to be kickstands are up at 11 o'clock. And then they're going to go to the Ken Ice House. And I met the young lady today at Killer Creek Harley Davidson. That was the manager.
Okay.
of that. And she was so excited to have this group ride in there. She's going to have servers there, going to probably have a little food available for them and stuff like that. She's offered to take a box or two to collect toys for us. And the next stop after they're going to leave the ice house, and at 1 o'clock they're going to go to Victoria Day Use where we're holding the tournament this year.
That's awesome.
So they're and right now you're looking at 40 or 50 bikes. I talked to a lady, Lauren, this afternoon at Killer Creek, Carl Davis, Roswell. So they did one of these a couple of weeks ago, and they went to Dawsonville. And they had over 200 bikes. Now it wasn't a toy, it was something else, but they had over 200 bikes. So you know.
We like our biker friends too.
We like them all.
Yeah,
bring the toys. Bring the toys. You know.
Pull up the comment section real quick before we do that last one because we had a couple questions. Facebook users, and again, if you're watching on Facebook, now I know some of you like to stay hidden, but if you want your name, Fruit Fly, if you want your name out here, what is it, Ron? Again, I ain't been here in a while.
It's right here. It's www.streamyard.com/Facebook. Register your name so we can put your name to the face as you comment.
That's right. So, Alex Pers, yeah, glad to be back, baby. I can't wait to tell you guys about Michigan. Can't wait for you to see the fish I caught in Michigan. How many boats are you guys expecting, and what will blast off look like?
Okay, Allatoona Bass League will be doing our blast off and our weigh-in.
Okay,
which is Eric Chastain and Patrick.
Okay.
And depending on the amount of boats, look, we're going to do a
shotgun.
Not shotgun, but a flight.
We
had.
Let's do the shotgun.
No, we did that.
we tried that. That didn't work so well.
We did that last year. That's why shotgun came out. We did that last year.
We're not doing this.
And you know, we had 57. I think we had 57 boats last year.
Right.
60 something a year before. So we're really looking for 60 to 80 boats this year. That's
hey,
why,
let's make it 80 at least. Yeah.
You know, that's why we moved it to Victoria. Victoria can handle over 80 boats and trailers.
Okay, that's very good. Very good.
So that's why we're doing that.
Let's see. Pull up Ron. What's up, Michael Temples? Ron Swinford's got. It's always a great tourney. We have fished it in the past, and then it has been a scheduled the same time as a couple club tournaments for us. But they do a great job. So, and Ron's one of the good guys here. So for him to say you did a good job, trust me, he would tell you if you didn't.
Yeah,
he would tell you. And then we got who else we got in the
Justin
comments?
Speed said, "Well, now you got my attention in terms of talking about the motorcycle run."
Yeah, listen, and you know. A lot of guys fish. Hey, they ride motorcycles too, right? And Justin's one of them. So, Justin, maybe you can kind of get some of the motorcycle guys up together and go help out this good cause. That would be awesome. You're a good dude right there.
Here's Deshaun.
Is this Deshaun?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. That joker can catch some fish.
Oh, yes, he can.
Sure
Good.
can.
I gotta get him on the show.
He's been on.
With
He
me.
just wasn't here.
With me.
Yeah,
I want to talk to him. All right. So eventually, y'all gonna have to run a kayak version.
Hey, Deshaun, you want to help out with that?
All right, there you go. There's
There you
Deshaun.
Deshaun, I'm the chairman for 2024. Come talk to me, and we'll get something going.
Now, there you go. You might as well get all facets of it.
You know, we're going to let the high schoolers do it this year.
Good.
If high school teams want to do it, you know, the adult captain, they'll have to drive the boat only, and the kids can fish. We're going to allow them to come in and join us.
Okay, there you go. Somebody wants to know if you can have shrimp po' boys again.
No, we're not going to have shrimp po' boys. My buddy who had them last year doesn't work at that restaurant any longer.
Oh man,
so
I like a good po' boy.
I heard everybody enjoyed them. I know I enjoyed mine.
Yeah.
But you know, we're at a Corps of Engineer site this year, so I don't think they like people to profit off their facility.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we weren't there. We was
government.
Yeah.
Right.
Government.
So
Gooberman, yes.
we're hoping to have free coffee and donuts throughout the whole day. We're going to verify that this week. I hope there's a lady who does that for the Allatoona Bass League. She donates that every tournament that he does.
Well, I like a good coffee and donuts. You can
too.
tell by looking at me right there. Facebook user, we'll get to that question later on in the show because we want to. Right now, we're going to keep it on the.
Sit tight, Connor.
Yeah, we're going to keep the first part of the show on this tournament because it's really a very important tournament. Again, you hear bass tournament, guys think about fish and all that, but again, this is for kids. This is for your underprivileged who don't have a lot for Christmas, and you know it's something that we, as adults, that get the privilege to fish and do all these things, we can enjoy what we do and help out others at the same time. So it's really important. So we want to make sure we get all the information and talk about the tournament first, and then we will transition to picking their brains a little bit about the lake over there, Allatoona. Now, Deshaun said, of course. So there you go. All right.
Sure.
So
I
listen,
mean that because they're, you know, he has all the apps and all that to do the kayaking. I don't have much knowledge to that, so we can definitely do that.
I will say this: the kayak guys, we like to say they're a little off center.
Not Deshaun.
No, I bet Deshaun is too.
Rule, right?
Listen, I bet he is. But the kayak guys are some of the best guys out there in the thing. Yeah, you just got to. We're going to have to swat fruit flies all night, baby. They're driving me insane. But the kayak guys, when you need something, they always step up. So if you can incorporate them, let's incorporate them like that. So, and again, so now bikers too. Now we got one more thing. Let's pull up that next thing. I think that's about the Jeeps. About the Jeeps. Yeah, there we go. So let's explain this a little bit. The Jeep run here.
Okay.
We just had Jeep Fest up here in Pickens County. So Lord knows there's 18 billion of them things around.
Well, that's kind of how this got started. My daughter-in-law, Jenna McQueen, works at the Chamber of Commerce in Pickens County.
Okay.
And I picked her brain, and that's how we found Amy. And so at 10:30 on the 4th of November, the Jeeps that are in this area up here will meet at the Chamber of Commerce in Pickens County in Jasper.
Right.
Okay. At 11 o'clock, then they'll hit the road, and they're going to have police escort. We got the Georgia State Troopers going to escort them out of Jasper, and they're going to go to 11 a.m. They're going to arrive at the Canton Walmart on exit 20.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have somebody there with a sign and a Jeep, and then they're all going to, hopefully there'll be a bunch of people there in Canton. 11:30, they're going to meet at the Outlet Mall in Woodstock at exit 9 on 575.
Yep.
I'll have somebody there, and the police know exactly how to go in and go back to the back, and I'll have somebody back there, and hopefully there'll be a bunch there. And then from there, they're going to drive all the way downtown Lake to Bell's Ferry, all the way to the landing.
That's pretty cool.
We're
police
hoping,
escort the whole way?
Yes. Amy has secured the Georgia
Lord,
State Troopers.
them Jeep guys, them heads will be big going down them road. They love that. Important people.
But like
That's
I said,
awesome.
each person in the Jeep, they were required to bring one new unwrapped toy. Same thing with the motorcycles. When and we're going to have raffle items. That's what we're out now trying to secure.
Yeah.
We'll have a little raffle for the Jeepers and the bikers. And of course, we'll have a bunch of stuff to do at 3 o'clock when the fishermen come in and start weighing in.
So this is an all-day event.
Yes.
All-day event.
Like I said, Danny and I put our heads together, Danny Perdue, and it had to be something else we could do during the day to generate, more toys and stuff like that. So we started coming up with stuff. We tried a Jeep run last year. We didn't have the avenue. We didn't have the people out there that could get the word out.
Right.
This year we do.
Got the connections.
And the motorcycle thing's the same thing. I think they're both going to be extremely successful along with the Bass Tournament. The Bass Tournament is always successful.
Right.
But, one more thing is, we're talking about $3,000 this year. Our goal within the next 2 or 3 years is to guarantee 5,000. We think we have the sponsors coming on board. If not this year, they'll be on board to where we can guarantee in the next 2 or 3 years, $5,000 for first place. Because we want this, it will be the biggest tournament on Allatoona ever. And that's our goal. And like you said earlier, it's not for us.
Right.
It's for the kids. We don't get anything out of it except satisfaction that we know there's going to be kids, this year, especially in Pickens County, that's going to have a Christmas. And that's why we do this.
Yeah.
So all the toys go to them, all the money that we raise from the raffle go. If you got a minute, I'd like to Danny go ahead and talk about some of the sponsors that we have.
Actually, yeah, that's a good thing because there was a question too. There was what kind of items do you have for the raffle and the sponsors and all that. So this would be a good time for you to do that.
Yeah.
You can pull that thing on over there to you.
Excuse me, John. We're grateful to have two super good club sponsors in Towboat US Lake Allatoona with Caleb, Luke, and Madison Wilson. They've continued to take on what we started with Captain Chris, and O'Reilly Auto Parts has always been come through for us. This year we secured For Her Outdoor Apparel.
Yep.
We've got Precision Outdoors, Ryan Kirkpatrick, who does the leash. He's given us a leash to raffle off. He's done a leash for us about the past 2 or 3 years. We certainly appreciate that. Berkeley sent us some baits for some raffle.
Mm-hmm.
Next Level Detailing out in Kennesaw. They are a detail shop. They have given us a $750 voucher for your boat detailing.
Ooh.
Now
that's good.
You could use it
Yes, it
with
is.
one time.
I need that.
Top to bottom, bow to stern, inside and out, or you could break it up and just however long you need to use it. So $750.
That's a good one.
It is.
I've seen some of these guys' boats. They could use that.
Mine can. Got a new motor, but the boats are.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got North Georgia Installation on board. We certainly appreciate them coming on board.
Yep.
Spro.
Mm-hmm.
Spro's come on board, and they are sending some stuff to give out that morning while supplies last. So come on in when you check in that morning and drop off your toy. We'll have something there.
Spro's a good company.
That won't be part of the raffle. That's a free gift.
Free gift. Spro's a good company.
Real nice gift.
Shout out to Stephen Young. He's top notch.
Yeah,
Stephen.
Yeah, that's who I spoke with, Stephen.
He's off center too, but he's a great guy. No, we like Stephen.
And Craig and Jamie over at the dugout have been gracious enough. They continue to do our pre-registration for us.
Is that where it's at?
Pre-registration this year is at the dugout. It's underway right now. It'll run till October 27th, I believe, was the date on that. And after October 27th, you can register the morning of the ramp.
Okay.
That morning,
that was my next question. Good.
Yeah. It didn't cost any extra to do that.
No extra. The only reason for pre-registration, maybe get you an early boat draw. Right now, that's it.
Now, I think one thing we did talk about in terms of registration at the ramp, just make sure if you're going to do that, we anticipate a lot of that probably happening that morning.
Yeah.
So give yourself enough time to get there, register, get your boat situated,
sign the waiver.
So just give
get there early.
Time.
Get there early. Okay,
That's right.
Good point. Good point.
We should be there about 4:30. I'm thinking that morning.
Yeah, about 4:30. Ron was able to get us something from Suntex Boats Club.
Suntex Boat Club has given us out of Glade Marine 8-hour pontoon boat rental. That's
listen.
That's $500 or $600.
Take your sugar mama out there on the water.
On the water.
Little wine and cheese.
And it's good for a whole year. So I know a lot of people saying, well, the lake's fixing to go down, fixing to turn cold. It's got a whole year.
Good.
On it. So you can wait till the summer gets here and you can go out in the lake for 8 hours.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to leave you with this one. You said something with
Chad. Yeah, Chad Pickens of B.A.S.S.
Yep.
I don't know if a lot of y'all follow him. I follow him because he runs a Suzuki 250 SS, and that's what I run, and John runs a Suzuki too. You don't see those very often.
You don't. Here. No, you don't.
No, but they're fabulous motor. I'm just a fan. Anyway, I follow him. So I sent him a message the other day to see if he could come up with some sweet, stuff or whatever, just something,
Yeah.
And he texts me back saying, I've got a lot of leftover stuff, brand new stuff. I'm gonna package it all up and send it to you. Where do I send it to?
That's good.
So I told him to send it to my house. So we're expecting, and it's probably going to be his sponsor stuff, Swait, and some other stuff. Whoever all his sponsors are, I can't name them all. We're going to get a big package from him coming to the doorstep in the next couple of weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And we're like Ron mentioned earlier, we're still canvassing. If you've got a company and want to be a part of it, please give us a holler. We'll be more than happy to talk to you, see what you got, and work with you. And as far as the rest of the tournament details, we are scheduled for going out of Victoria.
Okay.
November 4th, again. We'll be using the old ramps, not the beach ramps. When you pull in, we'll direct you down toward the beach area, and that's where we're going to be set up for registration. But you'll come back up and launch at the old ramps. And then we'll have some people there to help direct and get everybody parked situated. And as that parking lot fills up, then we'll move you into the lower lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
I know water's dropping right now. I checked the water level just this morning. Allatoona was at 834, 835. Those ramps are good. A bottom elevation of 824 and 829 respectively. So we're hoping we'll have enough water there.
Right.
If not, we do have a backup plan, and we will know if we need to use that at least within the next week or two.
Right. You'll kind of be able to gauge it.
We'll be able to gauge it. And if we do have to use the backup ramp, we will announce it on our Facebook and our Instagram page.
Instagram, and y'all can tell us and post
it
on our page.
Yeah.
And like I said, the reason why we moved it there is because you can put over 80. Cora told John and I, you can put over 80 boats. They want to make that their tournament launch.
Right.
So there's a lot more they can do to the place, but it is nowhere else on Allatoona can hold 80 to 100, 80 boats or more. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for 80 boats this year.
Okay.
And go from there.
Okay. Got a question. I imagine this is about the toys. all age groups, or what do we want
All.
to concentrate?
All.
Just whatever
all.
you can get.
All. There's
Okay,
no
there you
price
go.
limit. Just all. I mean, the last year, Eric Chastain, man, the guy who's doing the Allatoona Bass League, he came in with a pickup truck. The back of his pickup truck was full of toys. He took his kid there and his wife there, and they just went to Walmart and got a couple of buggies and just filled them up. They had bicycles. They had all kind of stuff from little bikes with training wheels to little toys, because you need them for everybody.
I'll tell you what, we might be able to try to work something up here too. And again, before you guys leave tonight, we'll get you some stuff as well for you guys.
Somebody was
to
talking
give
about
away.
what kind of things we're raffling off. He mentioned we're doing a lithium battery also.
Yep.
We got a lithium battery that we're going to raffle off, because a lot of fishermen use the lithium battery just to run their electronics and stuff off of.
Let me ask you this, because this worked for us in the past. Have you contacted guides that might donate guide trips?
We have not yet. I have not.
No,
I would just something, since we're talking about, we've done that in the past to raise money, and a lot of the guides, there's some good ones out there that will give up a day or half day of their time, and you just raffle it off, and it actually will raise pretty good amount of money. So keep that just something to consider. And of course, the kayak guys are going crazy in the comments. I told you, the kayak guys are a different breed right there.
Here's a question about the tournament.
All right,
here.
question about the tournament right here.
When checked in, should boats go ahead and launch? There was some congestion by the ramp last year.
Yes. I'm glad that question came up. Okay. That's what Danny was talking about. We're going to have some orange cones out, and we're not going to sit there by the ramp this year. We're going to go in one way, register, drop your toy off, and then you're going to go to the launch ramp, launch, and then my guy's going to park you right then and there. It's going to flow. I did a tournament on Gunnersville 2 weekends ago. It was a cystic fibrosis tournament.
Mm-hmm.
John was there also. And they had 165 boats at the state park. And they had a handful of people doing this like we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe, 6 or 7 of us that will be doing all this. So, and they had about the same amount of people, and they flowed their people in, they launched, and then they waved them down, and they parked them one after the other. And that's what we're going to do this year, because we heard the same thing that listener heard. That people just went down there and they stopped there. They were waiting for something. That won't happen this year. We have a plan. We went there Saturday morning. We walked the whole place, came up with a plan, put it in writing, and we have a plan.
That's a big thing, because that can make or break a tournament.
It can.
So it's a good thing that you guys got that. Do you do live well checks?
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, hold on a
ding.
second. Breaking news.
Just got breaking news here from Anthony Hampton. Just got confirmation from Picasso Lures to sponsor Toys for Tots with some giveaways or raffle.
There you go. So
Appreciate
good
that,
job.
Anthony.
Good job.
Good job.
I appreciate you guys watching too.
Right.
There you go.
Right. She's about live wells. Yes, we check live wells every year.
Okay.
Now, one thing I know we did talk about a little bit too. So
You got a
some of the
smooth
congestion-
voice, man. Listen to that
Appreciate it.
voice. Listen to
You
that.
never heard him on his you never heard him do his DJ job?
Listen to this. Yeah,
He is Mr. Smooth.
listen to that, baby.
DJ.
Anyway, so
You can
basically,
pull that thing down a little bit. We want to see the face too.
basically what we, yeah, my wife.
How hard is it to be the best looking guy in here?
I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
See,
listen at you.
Yeah, see, that's a little bit of the
That's that
liquid
moonshine.
courage talking there,
Right.
right? I don't know about that. But anyway, one of the things we did talk about last year is the launching piece. So one thing we're asking guys to be mindful of this year is when you get in, once you launch your boat, we're going to have an area that's going to be away from the dock. So once you pick your co-angler up, we're going to ask you to go and basically stage over in that area so you don't block up the dock area. So just be mindful of that this year. That was a little bit of a concern last year with just staging and sitting right there at the dock area. So once you pick your co-angler up, go stage over in the staging area, so you leave that space open for boats launching.
Right.
And we'll have towboat. Towboat will be there in the morning of the launch
Right.
with their boat with the light on, and that will be the staging area. And
Okay.
they will also be there in the afternoon.
Mhm.
So when you come back, you'll check in, tell them we'll have somebody on their boat with them. You check in with them on the way back, saying, "Okay, boat 47, I'm here." That way we know this is something we haven't done in the past, but we saw it 2 weeks ago in Alabama. That way we know everybody's back and
in.
safe. We account for everybody.
Yeah.
And then we had some questions before. How do you know the person's not coming in late and stuff like that? So we have those. So towboat will be there morning and afternoon.
Okay. Good deal. Now, can you, or are you prepared at least right now to say what the backup ramp is, or is that still under? It's just a question. If you don't want to answer,
No.
Okay.
That's fine. Backup ramp would be blockhouse. That's
blockhouse.
That's what and this was from the Corps with the anticipated amount of participants that we are anticipating.
Mhm.
Victoria and Blockhouse are about the only ones that have the parking facilities
Okay.
to handle this. So
Okay.
yes, unfortunately, I would like to have had it at least somewhere close to Victoria, but it's not. We have to go with what they give us.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it would be Blockhouse.
Okay. All right. So there you go. So I'm glad that answered the question. So I want to make sure we cover everything because this is a very important event. Again, Toys for Tots tournament, November 4th out of Victoria Landing on Lake Allatoona. What's the entry fee?
$80.
$80 entry fee.
A boat.
A boat.
Mhm.
Okay.
Plus toys.
Plus toys.
Yes.
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
toys.
The toys is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Any other details that we're missing? I want to make sure we get all the information out. So if you got anything, let's make sure we cover
Somebody
it.
just said live well check, and what we do, we'll have 2 or 3 people checking live wells as you come to check in and drop your toy off. We'll put flashlights in your live wells, check them, and we'll put a ribbon on your trolling motor like we always have before. Maybe we might have missed somebody before. I don't think we ever have. That's how we do it. We'll put a ribbon on their trolling motor that we know we checked their live wells.
Yeah. So that's good. I hate that you have to do that, but that is bass fishing these days like that.
And we don't have the facility on Allatoona to where we can do an in boat or in water live well check.
Right.
It's,
Just
even
too
where
much.
we're having it, they have that dock that's off. That dock, but that still doesn't have an end to it to where we can have people come by
by
where we
and
can
do it.
see it.
Right.
So this is the way we have to do it.
Yeah.
And like I said, he said Allatoona Bass League, Eric Chastain and Patrick Gray, they're going to be our waymasters and MC for the event. So they'll be handling blast off and everything. And also they'll probably help us out with the pre-registration that morning. And we also want to thank their sponsors too. Their sponsors are going to come on board and do some things as well. I can't remember all of their sponsors, but we certainly appreciate them. Yes, $80 entry fee. That does include big fish. It'll be 60 to the creel, 20 to big fish. I believe what we
Right.
decided.
That's a pretty good big fish pot.
Yeah.
The liquid courage is kicking in.
Guys, we've messed the bass guys up. We're sorry. We apologize. We don't want no emails or no drama. So
Going to go back like we normally have done. Go back 6 places.
Uh-huh.
They're going to play first, second, third will get cash and trophy. 4th, 5th, and 6th will get cash. 5th place, Big Bass will get cash and trophy. So we're going to still keep our 6, even though we're going up a little bit in the payout. Still going to keep to our 6 and see how that goes this year.
Uh-huh.
Next year we may increase it. We're just taking every little baby steps right now.
that's right.
So
That's right. All right. So did you see something there, Mr.
Yeah,
Drew?
I just saw something pop up. So Kevin Thornton, he had a post there. So great suggestion. That's exactly what we're talking about doing. Is basically having pickup at the covered
Mhm.
dock that's there. So pick up your partner there and then basically move out to the staging area after you finish doing that. So we don't want folks congregating in that area. Pick up your partner there and then move off into the staging area to the left of those docks.
Okay.
And actually, when you come in, when you arrive that morning, we ask that you probably try to meet your co-angler off-site somewhere and come in together, as opposed
Just
to
to
being
save some parking
just to save
spaces and
some
stuff.
parking.
Yeah.
We're going to
There
need
and
the
stuff
parking
like that.
spaces for the Jeeps. We're going to need parking spaces for the bikes. So if you can meet your co-angler elsewhere and ride in together, that would be a tremendous help.
Okay. That's very cool. Very cool. All right. So you answered that question. Looking for 80 boats. That's what we're trying to get. You can go higher.
Yes.
So you're not capping it
We're
at
not
80.
capping
okay.
anything.
Not capping it at 80.
we
So-
had that thought. We thought about that. But after we sat down with Eric and Patrick and myself and Danny, we said, no, we're not going to cap it.
Okay. Well, good. So, I mean, like you got one of them big permits. I mean, you can get 100 and
Right.
some boats. So that's good. So again, guys, is there any more questions? We're pretty good. So again,
Ding, 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 ding.
we got other breaking news. Here we go at the Fish North Georgia News Network. Right here is
Right.
Danny Perdue with a live report.
Coming live.
Coming
from
live.
Marble Hill. Picasso will also do a giveaway for first out of the money as well.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
See, it was good. Y'all came to the show tonight.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Certainly appreciate Anthony Hampton and everything that he's doing for us right now. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah. And again, guys, if you own a business or you are say you're on a pro staff with a company, reach out to them guys and see if you can help build this up even more. Again, it's for the children, it's for a good cause. And I can't think of nothing any better than, kids smiling on Christmas morning.
yeah.
And we all know how the economy's been this year with the inflation and stuff like that. It's just the right thing to do. So guys, if you can, put your mind to it. I know we got a huge community out here. It doesn't matter if you're on Lake Lanier, Lake Blue Ridge, whatever. Get involved with these guys down on Allatoona and help make this really big. And maybe one day we can talk them into throwing one on Lanier.
That's already in the works.
There we go. See, hey, breaking news right there.
That's breaking news. That's probably closer than what you think.
Well, there you go. So listen, so tonight we done figured out y'all gonna do a kayak thing. Y'all gonna do a kayak. And listen, somebody said if you pop $2,000, y'all have 15 million kayaks come out there.
I bet we would.
The Orange Armada would be all over the place.
Could probably put up the money.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
Deshaun, he's fishing so good. I think he can put the $2,000 up.
All right, what?
One of my good buddies, a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine, Mr. Timothy Logan, he just texted me and he said, give them an added $100 worth of stuff from the store. I will swing by tomorrow. I don't care what. So you got an additional $100 worth of raffle items from Mr. Timothy Logan. He's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's jam up guy. So thanks, Timothy. Appreciate you, buddy. Awesome.
And let me go ahead and throw this out too. If you want to, I guess, can you take cash donations if people want to do that?
We've had.
Would you rather toys?
Toys, but Toys for Tots, they have bills to pay also. So we do the raffle and we give them the cash. They got to have storage facilities. If they
there's a lot more than just having toys.
We're going to have a U-Haul
absolutely.
truck. She's going to have to go. She's going to get the U-Haul truck. They have bills to pay too. So we do give them the cash that we raise, so they can help pay for some of their.
There you
bills.
go.
So
How about some cash and toys? So if
great.
any of you guys are watching, and we'll figure out a way to make that happen. If you can't be a part of it and you want to bring some toys to the store, we will figure out how to do that.
I can get you a box if you want. If you don't mind, I can bring you Toys for Tots box and put it up here, and they can just come by and
let's do that. Let's do that.
Do that.
We got enough rich women up here, a big canoe. We ought to be able to we'll stick a sign out there. They ought to.
I've been through there before.
They probably come in here thinking we're selling jellies or something like that. But if they bring a toy, I'll go to IGA and get them some jelly. We'll do that. But again, guys, we're having a lot of fun with this, but this is a really serious event. Not to downplay it or nothing. So, it is about kids. They're trying to do the right thing, doing it with the sport we love, fishing. And I commend you guys on it. And I had a conversation with Larry. I'll make sure I don't call you Lillian again. I do like Lillian though. But the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes on tournaments like this, you guys put in a lot of work. And so giving of your time, it's a great cause, but also your time. Your time's valuable these days like that. So definitely want to make sure that we here at the Live Well, at least want to make sure we commend you guys for the time and the effort that it takes to put in. You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. It's in short supply these days, but you guys are doing the right thing and all that. And if there's anything else about this tournament, let's make sure we
have a couple questions.
All right, let's hit the questions.
So whoever wants to answer these questions got a couple of them, and
I see
I probably already know the answer to these questions too. Drew Patterson, my usual partner, is 13 years old. Can he fish this tournament?
Yes.
I figured that.
Well, he better because he fishes better than Drew does.
I figured that was going to be the answer.
Yep.
Justin Tritt, could I launch at a different ramp and ride down?
You can, but you just got to make sure you check in to where we can check your live well. So there won't be any questions asked.
Right.
And we'll have flashlights. You just come find. We're going to have, I think, Toys for Tots t-shirts this year.
Okay.
So you can identify us. Before we just wore jerseys or t-shirts, something like that. You had trouble finding somebody. So
and that might help you a little bit with the parking.
Right.
But you just got to make sure that you go get your live well checked.
I'll vouch for Justin. Him and our friends. He's a good dude. He'll come do whatever you tell him.
But I can see that some people don't like that. But as long as they're checked and they got that ribbon,
right,
they're good to go. Okay. What's next?
Justin Spieth. Raffles are just for fishermen?
No, for everybody.
Okay. Anybody? Yeah.
And look, if you're not going to fish and you just want to come out, because now this, like you said earlier, it's going to be an all-day affair now.
Right.
If you want to come out and see the Jeeps and the modern motorcycles coming in, because
Justin,
we were talking about this on the way here. If we have as many Jeeps and motorcycles as I think we're going to have, I think I'm going to have tears in my eyes, because that's going to be impressive to see that many people give a care about what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's awesome.
It's going to, you're talking about time. We'll probably take a month off,
Yeah.
Yeah, right
maybe
back at it again
2,
in January.
but by January we'll be
Start
planning
planning
again.
Yeah.
For-
It's kind
for
of
next
what's kind of
November.
what we talked about. Yeah.
We got Garrett Meyer, who's in our club. He's going to bring his camera, and we're going to have some other people out there with cameras. But he's going to be taking a whole bunch of movies, pictures, and all that. And he's going to put another movie together, and we're going to put it out probably January, no later than February. To recap 2023.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And if
Can you run by Blast Off one more time, please?
Okay, right now we have a feeling it will be probably done in flights. How many per flight? We won't know until that morning. Like I said, Allatoona Bass League is going to be doing that portion of the tournament and helping us out with that. If we're staying in the Victoria area, that's a pretty large area there, so I'm pretty sure that we may be able to get at least 5, maybe 10 boats a flight. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. But like I said, Derek and then we'll be doing that blast off.
we got more breaking news.
I don't know. Let's check.
There was Facebook user. We did cover that just a little bit. Any chance it will be on Lanier in the future? And we've got it's closer than you think answer.
Right.
So,
Yes.
yeah, I threw out. Oh, we got breaking news
A little
again.
bit of breaking news. A little bit of breaking news. Ding, 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 ding. All right. The Georgia Bass Nation. Georgia Bass. Wait a minute. Lost it. Hold on. Here we go.
Georgia Bass.
Georgia
Tony.
Bass Nation. They're having a high school tournament on Oconee,
October 21st.
October 21st. And Tony Beck, the Georgia Bass Nation president, has put out there that they will be collecting toys at that event as
Heck
well.
yeah, good job.
And I believe, Tony, if you're watching, if you could put a comment in there, you were doing something special for them.
I
For
heard
the ones that,
a
for the
free
ones
entry
that,
of
a free
something.
entry of some sort.
Yeah, we'll definitely read it out if you put it out there
Yeah,
for sure.
If you put it out there in the comments, Tony, we'll get that announced.
And Tony, if you are listening, like I said earlier, we will allow the high school teams to fish. The captain cannot fish, but the 2 high school or middle school
Right?
can fish just like a regular high school or a middle school tournament. Same rules. The captain cannot.
I love
fish.
it. I love it. And I do like the fact y'all are thinking about coming up here to Lanier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, real quick.
Let's just cover it real
Just-
quick.
just, you know-
What's your idea possibly?
Possibly, we're already having Toys for Tots talks. The people who are
Mhm.
on Toys for Tots about that. Allatoona, I think if this tournament goes as well as what we think, or we hoping it's going to do,
Right?
then we're not going to have an option. I think what we'll end up doing, and don't let your jaw drop, we'll probably have 2 of them. People love Allatoona. I know your guys on Lanier just dropped on the floor laughing or passed out. I understand that. But
Probably both.
but
right?
there's a lot of
Nah.
people who love this tournament in the Woodstock area, Cherokee County,
Yeah.
Lake Allatoona. We've been doing it for 9 years.
Yeah.
So the thought is at first, maybe we'll just move the whole thing up there. But we have too
You
many
can't
people,
do that. Yeah.
and one of our sponsors is Allatoona Towboat.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
Right.
They have been behind us the whole way.
Yes.
So the thought is now is to have 2.
2 a year.
I think that'd be fantastic.
So that's what we're going to try to do. That's what we're working toward.
We got more breaking news.
Okay, this is going back to the Georgia Bass Nation. I first found the post, Tony. Let's see here. We will collect new unwrapped toys at our Lake Allatoona event on October 21st. And by the way, Big Shanty will be there to
Yeah.
help.
We'll help.
For every toy the team donates, they will go into a drawing for a free entry into the 2024 State Classic. Let's make this pile bigger than last year's. Thank you, Tony.
That's
And
awesome.
I tell you what, and Tony last year had a huge trailer full. We sent a gentleman in our club and his wife down there with a dual axle trailer, and he came back. We're like, okay, what you got? He opened that thing, and the toys fell out. We had somebody give 16 Zepco 303s, I think they were,
303s.
rods and reels,
Nice.
because we have to do a kids event every year. And so we did that a few weeks ago, and it came out. I mean, we already had the rods and reels there for that event, for the kids event.
You're like me. You're looking really close at that. So it gets blurry when we get older, don't it?
Eat one of those fruit flies.
Yeah, but
Listen, let me.
That cleared up.
If you guys own an exterminating thing and you want to sponsor the live well,
Yeah.
listen, I will talk you up like no tomorrow if you can come get rid of these fruit flies. Also, too, Ryan, before we get to this, tomorrow we'll do this for you guys too. If you'll bring me a box, of course we'll collect here, but tomorrow we'll put it out on the group page.
Okay.
We will shout it. We'll do it one more time. I know, Dane, if you're watching, we're just going to do it one more time. We're going to go add everyone tomorrow. and see if we can get some toy guys come by and just we'll be a drop off spot and we'll
Right.
get them to you.
Is there a way for us to maybe I can leave my phone number with you or something like that? Because if you have like
You ain't
some
gonna
guides might be listening. I know you love them all.
Not all,
and
not all of them.
Maybe somebody wants to come through.
I'm too honest for my own good.
Maybe somebody out there won't say, that might not want to say anything tonight. Maybe they'll contact you and want to contact. They'll say, right. I've got this. I'd like to give this to you. I like to sponsor, whatever the case may be.
I can guarantee you one that will do it. Kevin would do it.
Yeah.
Kevin Millwood would do it in a heartbeat.
Underwood.
Yeah, Millwood. I always call him the Braves guy. I get the Braves. Underwood. Lip sticker. So I know he would do that because he's a good dude. But yeah, we'll do that. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well,
I think you have my number.
I got your number.
So if they call
They'll
you,
be texting me late at night now.
You have my okay to give my number out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because
we'll set that up. But we'll try to, guys. Hey, listen, talk to your friends too. Let's get some toys. It'll give you a good excuse to come up here, sit down, and talk with us. We know you guys love that. Most of you do anyway. So, but yeah, we'll see if we can help you out with that because that again can't be stressed enough. This is not for us.
Right.
It's not for you guys.
Nope.
Again, I do challenge you anglers that if you do fish and you win, just consider. But it's about the kids at the end of the day.
It is.
And if you're blessed enough to go out and fish and do this for fun, what better way to basically be able to contribute back? Doing something you love, but doing something good. And make your heart feel good.
And just remember, Pickens County.
That's right. That's right here where we're at. Yeah.
They have close to 3,500 kids at this time.
3,500.
Close to 3,500 kids at this time that they want to service. So that's a lot. I didn't know what number I was going to hear when I asked Amy that, but that's the number I heard. So there's a lot of people out there hurting. So
yeah. No, almost makes you want to cry, don't it?
It almost does.
It does. I mean,
but I'm not. I'm on TV, so I'm not.
Listen, I teared up before. It don't matter. So anyway, guys, hey, listen, you guys help us out with this as best you can. Toys for Tot tournament, November 4th, Victoria Landing, $80 a boat plus a toy.
Yes, correct. Per angler.
Per angler. So that's right. So bring two. And if you guys can do anything else on top of that to help, get in touch with us. And if you know any companies that want to get involved that can help these guys out, make this a really good Christmas. For these kids up here in Pickens County, 3,500, that's a big number. Think about that. 3,500 kids that might go without or not have, you can just put a smile on a kid's face, a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. And guys, listen, I know we're going to get over talking about the fishing here in a second, but we do a lot of these shows. We have, and things come. It's impressive watching you guys put the effort into this. And I appreciate you guys choosing us to be able to at least try to help you guys.
Thanks
get
for having us.
No,
this is how this tournament is going to feed these kids with these toys. I mean, people like you having us here, people listening. I mean, look, Danny's already got, breaking news 3 or 4 times.
I know he's like a beat reporter.
It's great. And anything that we can do to get the word out, that's what
I can outdo Les Nessman.
Les Nessman. Okay. All right. So anything else before we actually talk fishing?
I think that's it. Like I said, if you need to get in touch with Ron McQueen or Danny or John,
we'll make sure you get the numbers. We'll do that.
He's got our numbers, so
we do, and no texting late at night. That's right.
We turn the telephone.
Yeah, turn the telephone off. All right, let's get talking into fishing. How are we gonna do this now? You're gonna swap
the angler of the year.
Angler of the year.
Big Shanty Bassmasters. Larry's coming up here,
and it is not Lillian. It is Larry.
While we do this transition, I do want to make a quick little announcement. Right across the road from us here, at Marble Hill on 53, we have North Georgia Homestead Supply right beside in the same building of Golf Club Brokers. They're a new homestead supply company for you guys that are hunt and garden and whatnot. Look, there's Blake right there. He's in the house.
Good
for
Lord.
You guys who like to hunt, they have corn for deer. It's getting in that time now where people are starting to think more about deer hunting. So they got corn. They've got all other kinds of supplies. I went over there today. They got some boots. They got.
Hey, did you see that comment?
What?
Dylan Nelson, we got your fruit fly traps over at North Georgia Homestead Supply.
He is the one who's running it with the Heath and them over there at the Golf Club Brokers.
What's up, Dylan?
So that's Dylan Nelson. Funny story. He's married to a girl that I played t-ball with.
As long as wait a second. T-ball, huh?
Yeah, a long time ago. But they're But real quick, before I finish that out, their grand opening is actually this Saturday from 10 to 6. They're doing some giveaways. They're giving away a tiller.
Oh,
And they got
ooh.
10 other items that they're going to be giving away, raffling off or giving away or whatever it is. And the raffles or the giveaways, I keep saying raffles. We've been talking about raffles all night.
Yeah.
The giveaways all end at 4 p.m. this Saturday over here at North Georgia Homestead Supply. So go over there, tell them Fish North Georgia sent you. And they're right across the road from us.
Right across.
And so go give them some love.
Ask-
they got some cool stuff in there for you guys who like to do yard work and gardening and homestead type activities.
That's right.
So they got all you need over there. So go over there, go check them guys out.
Dylan, if you're still watching, do you have to be present at the end of the day to win your raffle? So that's or your
answer that question.
Answer that question, Dylan.
If
If not, we'll get it out there. So, I have to ask because you say T-ball, the way they change stuff these days and the words, you never know what something means. Catfishing don't mean chicken liver on the bottom anymore. So I just had to ask that question right there. So, all right, guys, listen. Again, we've handled the business of the night. Now to the secondary point. Lake Allatoona. I don't care which one of you guys want to start, but times have been Lake Allatoona has been like the ugly stepsister to Lanier. Yeah. But it's changing. It's changing. You guys got the bluebacks in there now. You guys have got the largemouth kind of coming back and all that. And the Corps of Engineers said that Lake Allatoona is now the most visited lake in Georgia. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
Oh, yeah, we're aware of it.
Yeah, we're aware of that. And what was the name of that magazine?
Some New York
magazine. And this Yankee did this, so we're just going to have to take it for what it's worth. Said that Lake Allatoona was the most beautiful lake in Georgia. Yeah. So, but my point being is Lake Allatoona is starting to get noticed. It's starting to get noticed.
It is.
So what do you guys think about that? I see Danny's done got his mind wrapped around that a little bit. Look at it.
It is. It is getting noticed. And I go back to our first podcast that we did with you, and you asked us about it. And
been a while.
The subject of bluebacks came up. And at that point in time, I was told by a biologist a while back that blueback could not survive. Well, that's been proven incorrect.
Yes. 100%.
And I think it was a comment that I'll give a shout out to Ryan there behind the screen. He says, if there's a will, there's a way. And
that's right.
It has proven. I mean, our last August tournament, which was the last tournament we had at Allatoona, I had a 4-3 spot.
That's a big old spot.
I've caught on Allatoona.
Yeah.
So it has come back. It is, as far as I'm concerned, it is no longer the Dead Sea.
I don't think it's ever been, though. I think that's just a terrible rep. It's small sea, but not dead. You guys had fish.
Back in the early 80s, mid 80s, yeah, it was the Dead Sea.
Well, you're showing your age now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the Grecian works.
Yeah. They got a pill for that now. Pill for everything, don't they? Well, but we've noticed it. And so one of the things, and again, any of you guys can comment on that, is we've noticed as we see pictures, guys posting pictures on our Facebook page and others, we're noticing the quality of the fish. Don't compare it to Lanier. Let's just compare it to what it's been to Allatoona in times past. The quality of the fish look, at least from our vantage point, a lot better. A lot better. The spots are a lot healthier.
The blueback herring has really made Allatoona come on in the last few years. The blueback has been in Allatoona long before the DNR said to have been in there.
Right.
But we all know it's not Lanier. Let's don't kid ourselves. But the blueback are now to a point where they are making a difference in our fish quality.
Yeah. And you can see it.
The aggressiveness of the spotty bass is incredible. You can go out with top water lures now, like on Lanier, and have a ball. I've been fishing Allatoona since the 70s. Yeah, I'm old.
I wasn't gonna say it.
But look, the water clarity, like we was talking upstairs, in the 70s, it was bad. I'm not a scientist or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know who fixed it, but the water clarity in Allatoona, it's incredibly better than it was. Yes, we still have some runoff on the Little River. We have some runoff on the Etowah, but maybe some of the guys can comment who actually trying to fix this.
So the water's a lot better.
The water is a lot cleaner.
Lot
That
cleaner.
helped.
Yeah.
We got blueback heron. That helped. We got the cores. They done a big bass, largemouth bass population growth in there. Release the fry.
Right
that
there.
Helped.
Yeah, right there. That comment right there. FYI. Is this Dane?
I don't know.
So a Facebook user.
Dane's on. Listen, Dane probably not watching that. Dane's on a boat
Okay, so
in Boca Raton or wherever the heck.
oh,
that
is he? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'd love for that Facebook user right there because you said the word we/Georgia DNR Fisheries have stock. So I'd love to know if you're involved with the
Yes.
the fisheries. That would be fantastic information to know.
I can find your name. So
That's right.
watch out.
Have so yeah, we can find it. So, but pull that back up. I want that because this is big on Ryan's heart too. Because we keep talking spotted bass.
Yes.
They've stocked around 14,000 largemouth bass, averaging 5.5 inches in Allatoona to date this year. More to come in about 3 weeks.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, to see where the lake has come from in the 70s to now, that's what we're all excited about.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, it's not, like I said, it's not linear. It's never going to be.
Tony Beck.
But,
who?
Tony Beck.
Tony.
He's the
Uh-oh.
manager at the hatchery.
ooh.
Well, Mr.
He's been
Beck,
doing that
thank
for a
you.
while.
Yeah, well, Mr. Beck,
Come on
thank
out
you.
with some
Thank
more.
you, thank you
Yeah.
for
Absolutely.
joining us tonight. We did not know we had royalty watching, and we do. Hey, thank you very much. We appreciate you watching.
Thank you for all the hard work that you and all you
Absolutely,
guys
yes.
do, because no one ever talks about what you guys do. You guys have a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week job. Literally. Seriously. Y'all
They do, and
So,
I'll tell you what.
shout out. Hats off to you guys.
Hats
Yes.
off. And actually, too, while I'm here, open invitation anytime you want to come. We'd love to be able to pick your brain right here. And the bad thing about it is, and I hear it a lot, is when they talk about DNR and stuff, you know how we anglers are. It's mostly the bad stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly everybody says, we know how fishermen are. Right there is proof that they're doing the work. So like that, 14,000 largemouth,
It's incredible.
that's a lot of, and you keep saying it might not be linear. You might not be with a spotted bass, but you sure as hell might take it over in largemouth.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be just, a jam up largemouth fishery and all that. I thought of this. John, how long have you been fishing Allatoona?
Ooh, let's see. Before and after I left. So no, actually, I grew up here in Georgia. So
Yep.
I fished it probably when I was in my teenage years, probably fishing. It was Dead Sea. So Danny's point on. It was literally the Dead Sea. You'd go out there, fish for 6 hours and not catch crap. I mean, it would be awful. It's just
That's
like
just a
wasted
typical day for me, though.
It's a wasted day of fishing, right?
Right.
But I mean, true to what Larry has said, I mean, it's been phenomenal, and it's not just like it's in pockets of the lake, right? It's
Right.
pretty much anywhere, everywhere, given points on the lake. You're seeing better quality fish. The water quality appears to be better, and I mean, it's fun fishing now. I mean, it
That's
really is.
I tell everybody when we talk about Allatoona, and they come in and make the comparisons.
Mhm.
There's not been a time I've been on Allatoona though that I didn't have fun.
Mhm.
Now I've had some miserable days on Lanier because you go over there and you got these expectations,
Yeah.
but I've always been able to. Well, not every time, but you can expect to catch fish in Allatoona.
Mhm.
And so it's always been a fun lake to go to, even though, again, like I told you, I'm only familiar with the Stamp Creek area and kind of up. Y'all start talking about boat ramps on Allatoona. I'm like, hell, I have no idea where that's at.
Well,
And your lake's shaped funny. It goes, the north end's on the south end and all that, but whatever. But it's
Dams in the middle.
the dam's in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
It's the only lake I know that the dam's in the middle, and it just blows my mind. But it's always a fun lake.
Mhm.
Now, I'm gonna all three of you can answer this question. How has the way you've approached Allatoona changed over the past few years, or has it in the way you fish?
Yeah, it definitely has. When I joined the Big Shanty way back yonder, everybody was just basically dragging a Carolina rig, dragging a worm. I mean, but now you can use a lot of your linear techniques on Allatoona. You can do top water. You can do swim baits.
Yeah.
You can do just about everything that you do at Lanier or another blueback herring lake and have very good success on Allatoona right now.
So that's how it's changed for you.
They are a lot more aggressive. The only thing I see we're lacking at Allatoona is, like I said upstairs, is a brush, a cover. We got structure. We got rocks.
You got a
We
hell
got
of a amount of rocks.
We got rocks out there. You know what?
Allatoona's a quarry. I mean,
Yes.
y'all got enough rocks, shake a billy goat right there. So
I mean, the bass anglers have put, we all know, brush in for years.
yeah,
But you go to Lanier, they are brush on every point, every drop off.
trust me. Yeah,
And
we got the standing timber.
But on Altoona, if you're going to do good, you definitely got to know where the brush is.
Right.
I wish the Corps would come in and help us out on that. I know around the Stamp Creek area, they did cut a bunch of trees down in the water.
Saw that.
Of course, they're out of water now, but we need a big, I don't know what you call it, but something put more cover in there.
Like some fish attractor or something like
Except
that.
for the Monday night fishermen or 2 night fishermen, which if you go in their brush pile, then you're in trouble.
We know how that works. Yeah.
But no, seriously, we do. It is lacking brush.
But you changed your techniques a little bit now that you're incorporating more. It sounds like more moving baits.
Yes.
More moving baits.
Yes.
How about you, John?
I would agree. Definitely more moving baits. But the one thing that I've found, so much like Larry said, so I'm doing a lot more moving baits. So top water, jerk baits, both soft and hard, are working really well. But before, I would always just drag a shaky head, and it seems like you'd get a decent fish. Now I've switched up a little bit, so I'm using worms more so now to have like more of a shimmy to them. So Cincos seem to work really well.
Okay.
I mean, really, really well.
All right.
And it
That's
just
a good
depends
pointer,
on
guys.
Great pointer. So it doesn't really matter how you fish it. I fish it on a shaky head, you get better quality fish. I've done it wacky rig, I'm getting better quality fish. So I'm not sure if it's just the delayed fall that maybe be triggering them more maybe now, but you're definitely getting better hits. They're more aggressive using that versus a shaky head.
Okay. All right. So you more moving baits, and then
Yeah.
you've kind of changed up the way you throw your plastics and all that.
Mhm.
All right, Grandpa. What about you?
Well, let me tell you. No, I have to agree with both.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What's a Ned rig?
It was a damn Ned.
That's right.
I ain't heard Ned, and I don't have damn long.
That's right. Now, how's it changed for you?
I have to agree with what my cohorts say here. It has changed where typically you would go out there with a shaky head or a slider head, 1/8, 16th ounce, and just skip it underneath the dock.
Yep.
You were just about guaranteed you were going to get a fish. Now, the few times I've been out there, I've been hitting my docks and nothing. Everything's come on the outside or on the points and stuff like that, and it goes along with what they say. Those fish are changed. They have changed, and they're more on a active lure type of bite.
Yeah.
I would suspect, I haven't heard anybody say this technique yet, which is hot at Lanier, is the spy bait. I haven't heard of any kind of spy bait bite, but I'm pretty sure that somebody out there at Altoona has done it.
If y'all got If y'all got bluebacks and you got spots, spy bait will work.
Flybait's right in the corner.
Hey, Ryan, did Ryan go upstairs or is he over there?
He's over
You remember when you and I went and fished Altoona last time and you're looking on your forward facing sonar, you basically said that's a blueback spot. Like those, remember how we were talking about how the spots were positioning up and how you were seeing the Mac. You could tell they were
you
feeding
can
on
tell
bluebacks.
different. If you use forward facing sonar enough and get dialed in with it, you can tell what a ball of threadfin shad looks like, what a ball of gizzard shad looks like, and what a ball of blueback herring looks like. And you can tell the difference too, when you fish a place like, to say a point, for example, on Allatoona, whether bluebacks are present or not, because the fish will immediately be a lot more aggressive.
Yep.
And considering from some of the people that I've got to know over the past couple of years being here, it was typically, well, there's bait present here. The first thing comes out, throw an old green pumpkin shaky head. And that was the only way you could trigger a bite. Now it's getting totally different. And y'all are going to learn. I know y'all fish Lanier, but Allatoona's y'all's home lake.
Mm-hmm.
For the guys who don't know, you're about to have to totally change every aspect of how you fish. Is going to be completely different. One thing that y'all have left out though is y'all's gizzard shad population.
Yes.
And y'all have some foot-long gizzard shad swimming around in Allatoona. And
largemouth like
I
those.
seen some this past July, back in about 2 foot of water, and there was about 4, 5, 8, 9 pound largemouth following them around. And getting them to bite is extremely difficult, but it can happen. And if you can tease them just right and trick them just right, you can get one of those fish. Self-evident as to why there has been, I believe, 5
There's
or
been some
6
big
this year,
largemouth
weighed over
caught
9
this-
pounds.
Yeah,
in
big
in
largemouth.
tournaments.
Yeah.
So my question to you guys though is this: what do you guys, in terms of having a good fishery? Yes, the spotted bass with the bluebacks, they're the easiest ones to catch, and sometimes they can be the most head scratching fish to catch. But now I'm gonna compare it to like Lanier. Lanier, you catch a big largemouth, she's gonna weigh 6-7 pounds outside spawn. You guys have the potential to you get a bite. It might be a damn 10-pounder. How does that kind of change you guys' mindset fishing Allatoona now? So
Yeah. Do you concentrate more on the spots, or do you concentrate on the largemouth?
It depends on, for me, it depends on the tournament, depends on time of year. So, I mean, now, you can go and get a decent bag of spots. Easy.
Right.
You don't require a whole bunch of work. So if you need a kicker fish now, you got to make that determination. Do I go and get that kicker fish early and normally get my spots on the back end of the day? Or do I go and get my spots for early and try to get my head toward the back end of the day? So you really have to be kind of strategic, at least for me now, just trying to figure out where do I spend most of my time, because before it didn't matter. It was all spots. They were all 12 inches. Nobody cared.
Right.
But if you need a good kicker fish now, you're going to probably have to get ahead at some point.
Yeah. I would say we've heard more news this year about largemouth coming from Allatoona than we have Lanier. Wouldn't you say that, Ryan?
yeah,
I mean, like true trophy size.
true
10
pluses.
Yeah. True trophy size largemouth. We seem to hear about it on Allatoona more. Now, are those fish in the same area, or if you're going to chase a kicker, are you running up some creeks or something? What are you finding them in the same areas?
The funny part about it is what I've found this year, I haven't had to go very far. I mean, before it may be like a trail, maybe up toward the mid lake, and then maybe go back down lake to try to get that bigger head. But what I'm finding now is that the spots and those bigger heads will be sometimes in the same spot, so you may have to go very far.
That's what we're hearing about this on Lanier. That a lot of people think you got to go shallow to catch largemouth, but they're finding them out deep where you would think the spotted bass would be. And I told you about Latham Reservoir over here, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's 340 acres, electric only. It's got 2 types of largemouth in it. It's got spots and it's got bluebacks. People dump bluebacks in there, so the spots have blowed up. But you got your largemouth that does a typical largemouth thing, sits over there on a log, waits for a crawdad or whatever to come. But now we've got this class of largemouth that are out there chasing bluebacks with the spots. And so when they blow up, I told you 50% of them you throw in the middle of it, 5 out of 10 will be largemouth out over 80 foot of water. So are you guys seeing any of that on Allatoona now?
Yeah, I think the spot's always been mixed with the stripers, hybrids.
Yep.
But I think the largemouth are learning that if they mix with them too, then they're getting bigger. They're getting smarter. They don't have to sit under the logs and wait on a little crawdad to run by. So yes, if you use the moving baits, they are getting more aggressive. I do think they set a little lower in the water column.
Okay, good point.
Than the spotted bass. Unfortunately, we don't have any like big treetops or anything in Allatoona to them be hovering in. So I think they're just under the spotted bass.
But
I think when the spotted bass kills them, minnow, blueback, whatever, it flutters down. If they miss it, the largemouths are there to clean house.
I love how Southern guys say minnow. That's the way I say it. It
minnows.
ain't no minnow, it's a minnow.
No, it's a minnow.
Been a minnow my whole life. Now, Ryan, you always make this interesting point. Put it on you, big dog. Now, I like to see your face. There you go, because you're beautiful. All right. Somebody should tell you that. You don't get told that enough. What do you say why the largemouth out there? You always talk about they've gotten a taste of it. Remember that, we talk about it on there? That's why you find them largemouth out there with them things.
Well, it's like any greenfish species. There's just something about when they taste herring. It's like crack cocaine. And they don't, if they taste enough of it, they start getting to the point where their whole life revolves around it.
It's like
it'll be a while though. It'll be a while though for you guys on Allatoona, because I know Danny said earlier, the herring have been in there for a while, but I've got reports this year that you've never really seen spawning bluebacks too much. this year I've been told that there were several places where they actually pulled up and found spawning bluebacks. And once they get the taste of the herring, it just kind of changes things in their lifestyle. Even to the point like right now on Lanier, and it's a controversial subject that I will always touch on because I don't care.
That's right, baby. Go for it.
You have some spotted bass right now because of the population of the herring that are in Lanier that they forego spawning. They do not spawn anymore. They live their entire life revolves around feeding on bluebacks. The reason why I say that is because multiple times I have caught spotted bass over 40 feet of water in April, and you get them up in the boat and eggs are just shooting out of them. Damn, you need to be on the bank somewhere on a hump or something spawning. And they're not. They're out there feeding on bluebacks.
They just
and that's
gorge.
all they care about. And it'll blow y'all's fish up for sure. And I know y'all already seeing that. I pay attention to a lot of y'all's tournaments and stuff that y'all have, the Monday nighters, Tuesday nighters, Thursday nighters, Saturday morning, Sunday morning.
Y'all basically got a tournament.
Yeah, y'all do. Yeah, y'all really.
There's a day in a while. There's a tournament.
Y'all
Yeah.
do. It's actually y'all are actually worse than Lanier now in terms of tournaments.
And on that point, it kind of worries me some that as our fishery changes and gets better as it is, that the pressure is going to eventually hurt.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to.
It's going to hurt, and that's one of my fears. Is I'm glad that it's happening,
Right.
but on the flip side of it, I don't want us to go through a Gunnersville or a Chickamauga phase where all of a sudden it's off the cliff. I mean, there's nothing there.
Right.
You've got to wait another 3, 4, 5 years for it
For it to come back up. And that might have something to do too. There was a comment up there that I've been waiting to get to, and we'll kind of play it in that right there.
That one right there?
Yeah. So I'm going to play it into all this together. So do you think the water fluctuating so much with the winter drawdown hurts it? And the fact that you're only a 18,000 acre lake, whereas Lanier's 38,000 or whatever the heck it is, pressure. So maybe y'all can talk first about the winter drawdown. Does it hurt, help? How do you guys see it? And then you can talk about the pressure, because as a lake gets, these shows are good, but as we say, your fishing's getting good, you're going to have more guys migrate to it. So you're absolutely right. And you don't want to see it. Hopefully they'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the winter drawdown first.
I honestly think the winter drawdown hurts the lake.
Okay. And why?
I think the bass, they all get closer together, of course, because we have less water. But I really think the bait and the fish are just struggling more
Because lack of space.
lack of space, cold weather. They're more dominant.
And you're not a deep lake.
And we're shallow. And I really think the drawdown hurts the fish.
Yeah.
I know in the winter times you can catch the bigger fish. I get that.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it hurts our particular lake.
That's just from your experience like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, some people may argue with me and say it may be better. That's fine. I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
But this is my personal
opinion. What about you, Smooth Talker? I could listen to him talk all night.
Funny. I think it's a mixed bag. I mean, for me anyway, I don't like the fact it gets drawn down so much.
Yeah.
I don't think it totally kills the fishing, but just drawing it down as far as they are drawing it down, I think it is impacting, because it seems like it takes that much longer when the water comes back up in the spring. It seems like it takes a little bit longer than it should, ideally, for those fish to start triggering and kicking in.
Right.
So maybe it's down just a little bit too much. I don't know if they should drop it down maybe.
And we understand why they draw it down.
Yeah, I get that part.
Yeah.
But even when you think about that, if you look at the number of docks that even have to do the drawdown, the number of docks that are completely out of the water where they can't work on them at all, versus ones that, there's plenty of space. I still think there's still plenty of space for them to work on those docks, even if the water was drawn down not as much as it usually is.
Right.
So I think it's just down too much.
Too much. What is the normal drop on Allatoona? 17? 17 feet.
Yeah.
So I wonder, and again, I'm not a mathematician. I'm sure there's somebody smarter in the comment section. We know that than I. But if you start out with 17,000 acres or whatever it is. I don't know the exact number. How much is it? That's what the Allatoona really is 12,000 acres. Good. I'm glad somebody's over there doing their
Ron's
homework.
went
'Cause I'm
from
just,
17 feet.
okay,
as an
so
average.
if you have a 12,000 acre lake, and then you draw down 17 feet of water, what is the actual acreage left in the wintertime? I don't know what that ratio would be. And again, you guys got your calculators out and some of you got your degrees. Y'all can figure it out. But that basically turns it into a different lake.
This is a Tyler Meanix question.
Tyler Minix, yeah, he would know. If he ain't drinking, he would know. Because that is a huge difference from full pool to winter pool.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking about bass fishing. In that drawdown, you have your stripers, you have your crappie, and you have your everything hybrids. You have all that, and so during the wintertime, they're all competing for that bait too.
Yes.
And of course, you got your largemouth. There is a lot of fish in a little space, which might make the fishing, you might be able to find them. But
easier.
I wonder what the stress is on the fish.
It's got to be a lot. I mean, I'd be stressed out. Period.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with them. I think the 17-foot drawdown is too much, and it's been my understanding that the Corps is operating on a manual that was dictated some 50 years ago, and the lake was built for flood control. Period. I think we've gotten to the point now with the radars and everything that we have that they can regulate it based on rainfall now.
So they can see it and say, let's generate a little bit
instead
longer.
of saying, it's going to rain Saturday and it rains 2 inches or it rains 2 feet back in the day. Now they can look at it and go, okay, yeah, we're expecting about 3 inches of rain. You can go ahead and adjust your level based on that.
Just make an absolute
Instead of just making.
So what you're saying is, with today's technology, we should be able to regulate water levels without having to just drain the lake.
Exactly.
That's a good topic. If any of you guys out there, let's see, what is Ron's number right there?
I've done pulled it up already. 20,486 is the actual number.
That's what Allatoona is. It's 20,000 acres.
I assume at full pool.
At full pool. Okay, so if you pull, all right, you math guys, if 20,000 acre lake and you pull 17 feet of water down, it's got to be half to 3/4 of the lake small. I mean, it's got to be that much smaller.
Plus, you think about the contours of the lake anyway. I mean, it's not like it's
not a deep
contours. There's no deep spot, so it's like so you'll go across parts of Allatoona now when they draw it down. It's like there's nothing there. It's like a puddle almost of water.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so it's drawn down too much. It's not taking into consideration the contours of the lake as well. So when you draw down, just make an absolute level for the entire lake. I mean, I think that's a very interesting topic, because I don't think people think about, well, you guys, I'm sure, think about it all the time. You fish it, but for those of us up this way, I never thought about that much water being pulled out of the lake. Like I said, I go to Stamp Creek 2 times a year for those tournaments. One time it's up, next time it's down, and all I see is the Stamp Creek area, and I'm like, hey, looks like a different body of water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't think about the entire lake.
Yeah, there's one area. Once they get it down to full winter pool level, if you're on Highway 92 and you've got Lake Ackworth on the left hand side and you've got Allatoona on the right hand side, all you see is just a little creek,
trickle of water.
You do, yes. Now that I've seen. That's
all that's there.
It reminds me of the Re-Reg Lake up at Carter's, where they pump back. So when they're generating from the lake, that little Re-Reg Lake behind it, all that water goes down, it's full. But then when they suck it back up, it's back down to basically just a channel. And also too, as you're going out Highway 20, when they draw it down, whatever that is by the Memorial Cemetery or whatever that is, it Knox Bridge? At Knox Bridge, it looks like just a big mud puddle in the creek.
And that's our main feed source, Etowah River.
Really?
Yes, we got the Etowah there.
How far up from that point is the Etowah where it actually dumps into the lake? Or is that considered the Etowah?
That is Etowah.
And that's all that's left of the Etowah is right there.
Is Etowah. 100%.
Seriously. And they
it's
draw it down
right out of Canton, right through the heart of Canton, right into the lake. We also have, Stamp Creek comes through there.
Yep.
We also have Little River, then Kellogg Creek.
It turns into Allatoona Creek. South End turns into a ditch, literally.
Yeah, it does.
Right. That's exactly what it does. It's a ditch at that point.
Hey, Tim, we appreciate you as always, big guy. Your better half is much better looking than you. You know it. No, I love Tim. Okay, so based upon our conversation tonight, if you were in control, your plan would be, let's use today's technology. Let's maybe have quarterly forecasts. Because like I think Ryan, right now, is it you or somebody said the reason that Lanier is a little bit lower is because they're expecting a wet winter and spring.
They are expecting a wet winter on Lanier.
So that's
what
why
they're
Lanier is
predicting.
down a little bit. It's down how far is Lanier down? 5 foot?
It's over 5 foot now.
Over 5
I'm
foot down.
so happy.
Yeah.
See y'all and y'all. It's funny because I sit here. It's funny because I sit here listening to y'all.
2 different lakes, man.
And y'all, yeah, exactly. It's funny. It's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's funny y'all like dreading the drawdown every single winter, and it's like for me, Lanier's my home lake, and it's like, damn, we've been needing a drawdown. That winter bite will be on fire,
right?
For Lanier, especially the ditch fishing will be, because the problem that we've been having on Lanier for the past couple of years is the fish getting in around those ditches. But some days they're on the banks in the ditches, some days they're out in the middle of the ditches, and some days they're in the backs of the ditches. And it just like you kind of have to cover a lot more water in the wintertime. And with it drawing down, with Lanier drawing down, them drawing it down, it's already seeing right now, this past weekend, already seeing an effect of it drawing down. There's a crap ton of bait that's already started to move to the backs of these pockets already on Lanier.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't really be there probably right now if the lake was still at full pool. They'd still be out there on their main stuff.
Pull up Ron's comment up above it. You can feel it in a hurry though, but going up, the one right above that one.
Oh, that one?
No, next one right there. This is interesting. One thing people forget though is the drainage area of Allatoona is bigger than the drainage area of Lanier. And I guess he's talking about the amount of water that goes, the watershed. So there you go. Ron is so smart. Chris Nation, good to see you. Stamp Creek the dock is already on the bottom, just enough water to still be usable. Appreciate you joining us tonight. And then Farmer, of course, good night. And go down. There was one more comment at the very bottom. Keep on going down. David, pull up David. So according to the Corps of Engineers, Allatoona is 12,010 acres, according to the Corps. Now so now we're back down to that 12,000 number, and we're pulling 17 feet of water. No wonder half your lake's a mud puddle.
Yeah.
That's a shit ton of water.
It is.
And we only have a few ramps
They can
we can put in.
Well, it could be like Lanier, they're closing them all.
Well, yeah, that's a different story. But
that is a different story.
But we got the blockhouse.
Yep.
We got Gatewood. Galt's. Maybe Kellogg.
So then also too, so now all you guys that fish in the winter really congested when you're putting your boats in and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Gotta be mindful of it, that's for sure.
I'm so glad you guys came now. I'm learning a lot about Allatoona. All right. So if you guys had it, you'd keep it at full pool. What other things would you do to try to help the fishery in Allatoona? Now I know yours is going to be brush.
Oh, it's going to be add brush.
It's going to be add brush.
It's going to be cut some timber down.
But if you do that, if you do that, you're going to get the brush bandits and the brush divas like we got up here on Lanier.
Oh, we got that.
Yeah, but you ain't got as many, I promise you. Good Lord.
But brush.
All right. What about you, John?
I was in California for a while, right?
Yeah.
I love grass fishing. I mean, I just do. I'm just gonna call it what it is. So, I mean, if they could find a way to introduce some form of grass. I mean, I don't know if it's milfoil. I don't know if it's hydrilla. I mean, that would be great. But the reality is, I just don't think the lake is set up to be able to support it.
Yeah, I don't know what the substrate is. Yeah. Smarter guys than us, but that's interesting because we don't have a lot of grass lakes up here in North Georgia.
We do not.
I
think based on what you're seeing right now, if you're already seeing gizzard shad there already, right? If you could basically find some way to have more vegetation in there somewhere, I think the population would I think it would be amazing.
Now, I think the one tough thing though with the vegetation, and that could help, it could hurt it, is that drawdown. So how would you do it with the drawdown?
Well, it's interesting because I've seen some lakes where they still do a drawdown even with vegetation there. It seems like it comes back even more rampant
You're right,
the next
right.
year.
Yeah.
It's like it grows out of control the following year. So I guess it just depends on where it's located.
Yeah, so you got a Facebook user right there.
Yep,
Here's
in some
something.
places. Yep,
Yeah,
Ron,
here's
yep.
something to think about. Yeah, Ron said there's some grass in it, but you would like to see it
I like to see a little
a
bit more.
lot
Yeah,
more of
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Here's something to think about. If you have 80 boats and you have a winter drawdown, will boats be fishing on top of each other? I mean, it's still a big enough lake to handle that, but I would imagine you're concentrating the fish.
Yeah,
that
I
sounds like
mean,
more of our electric only problems when we
Yeah,
have 20 boats on
exactly.
a 150 acre lake, and they ain't but 5 spots that hold fish, and it's just a circle. You wait for somebody to move, and you move
Let
in. It's just a
Let
merry-go-round.
me make a comment.
Make a
I
comment
want to
there,
make a
Ryan.
comment about
Yes.
whoever
You
that
have control.
whoever that Facebook user is. Here's something to think about with the 80 boats. Here's my rebuttal to you.
Rebuttal.
If you're already worried about 80 boats, don't show up. Your job's to catch 5.
Oh, you're
Not
so
worrying about where everybody else is fishing.
so you're saying mindset.
Yes.
He always talks
Mindset.
about that mindset of fishing. Don't worry
Mindset.
about what
The
everybody
mental
else
game
does.
of bass fishing is the most important part of fishing, period.
Right.
And if you're already worried about 80 boats, and I'm not being disrespectful, but if you're already worried about 80 boats fishing on top of each other,
You're
you
one
behind the
step
eight
back
ball, buddy.
already.
You behind the 8 ball.
And I'm trying to think.
They're
Last year, I
biting.
mean,
There are 5 that will bite for you somewhere. It's up to you to figure it out.
Oh no,
That's
it won't.
right.
Yeah, it
That's
won't
right.
be done. That
No,
17
it
feet
won't
is
be.
way
It won't be.
late. You're talking January,
Yeah,
that's
late
in December.
December.
End of December, first of
Yeah,
February.
yeah,
Yeah. So it'll
absolutely.
be after
Yeah.
the tournament.
Yeah, so that's what Ron says. Tuna will have plenty of water November 4th for
Mhm.
everyone.
It
The
will.
only problem you guys may have is just a particular ramp that you have to put
Yeah.
in. You
Correct.
know, and that's
we're
just
trying to get the ramp big enough where everybody can fit. And
yeah,
go
because
out
and for all the festivities and
Yes,
everything
as
that
well.
you've got going throughout the
That's
day.
one thing that hurts Altoona is we're selected on the ramps. We don't have the mega ramp.
The mega ramp, yeah. Whereas
Mhm.
Lanier has Laurel,
Well,
and then
yeah.
for a lot of the, Little Hall has
Bayless.
Little Hall,
Yes.
Laurel, Bayless, but then again, that goes back to when these lakes were built. Well, it's kind of like Cherokee County Water Authority over here with Latham. Their job, they'll tell you, fishing's a privilege, but they're in the business of water. And so when people try to give them little suggestions, they're like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, but our job's water. When they built these lakes, it was for flood
Yes.
control and all that. And they
Yeah.
probably didn't think about how popular bass fishing would be at the time, but
Yeah.
now it is. So there is some things that maybe, I don't know how you get the effort to start. I mean, you're talking government again to get
Well,
that.
They're already starting kind of. So I mean, I think me and Ron talked to one of the guys from the Corps. Was it last year when we were thinking about using Victoria's, and I think in their vision, their mind, that setup there is like the beginnings of what could be a mega raft at some point.
Yeah.
And they have the setup. I mean, they have plenty of space there to kind of sort of facilitate it if they ever want to go that route. So
So it is there.
It
The
is.
capability is there.
It is there, and this goes back, as most of y'all know, who was related to and am related to, former Governor Sonny Perdue. I spoke to Sonny a while back, back when he was governor, and I approached him. I said, Sonny, one thing this state is lacking is we're missing out on a lot of tax and tourism dollar because we do not have the facilities to hold these tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after that he announced to go fish in Georgia.
He did. That's what I was going to say. He did the Go Fish thing.
Go fish Georgia. And the premise behind the mega ramps was that the state would partner with local communities and build these ramps. And so you shared with the cost and
You're right.
construction. You look down at LaGrange. LaGrange gets it. They understand what fishing does to their community, and these tournaments bring in. Gainesville, they get it. They understand what the tournaments bring in as far as tax and tourism dollars.
Yep.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Anderson, South Carolina on Hartwell.
Yeah.
Well, like at Hartwell and
Yeah.
Clarks Hill,
Yeah.
Evans County, City of
They
Evans,
get it.
Columbia County, they get it. They understand it. So it just confounds me why our communities around Altoona, either with Cherokee County or City of Canton, or even over at Bartow, Cherokee County, or Bartow and Cartersville,
You got it.
didn't get it.
You got it. You got it.
That didn't see that and that opportunity.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense. Like Kevin Thornton's got a comment right there. Why can't we get docks extended another 15, 20 feet?
That
You know,
always seems to be one of
big
y'all's
thing.
big arguments that you guys always have is extensions of boat ramps. I know. Which one is it? Is it Galt's? That when it gets so far down to a certain extent, you're beaching your boat on rocks, basically. Yep. So you know, and none of us want to run our rig up on rocks, you know, to beach our boat. So
not with what they cost
these days. That's a sensitive subject for y'all, especially. Y'all have a big community dock. Where's it at? Y'all have a big dock. Where's it at? Somewhere.
It's at Victoria.
Victoria.
Is that Victoria?
They're talking about trying to talk about people
trying to
wanting to
move
get it
it over
moved
to Red.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've heard that. Yeah, we've heard that.
Bang was trying to spearhead something with that.
But would it be more suitable over there?
Yes.
Would it be more suitable over there? Yes. Is it likely, in my opinion? No.
Well, but couldn't they just build a dock over the other? I mean, that's the easiest way.
That would be the easiest thing, I would think, in my opinion, would be just to take it and just build another dock over there. And, or, you know, the simplest thing, if the Corps doesn't want to do that, just extend it out. I mean, take the ramp that's on there now, put a new ramp on there that's, 5-6 feet longer. That's all you got to do.
And that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
It is something that we don't hear a lot about it, you know, unfortunately. Like I said, you Allatoona guys, y'all are hard to crack sometimes. But so all of this is kind of news to me. I'm sure the guys, it is, but it's, so as anglers and as a club that's been around since Carter, right? I mean, pretty much, right?
75.
So right before Carter. So, okay. I was born in 72, boys. So y'all's club's been around long. What can, and what I'm going with this is what can established clubs, people that fish, all these tournaments out there, what can you guys do as anglers to kind of spearhead those movements?
I think number one is don't fight with the Corps.
Yeah, that's never good.
Don't fight with the Corps. Approach them with a problem and say, hey, what can we do to partner with you to fix this?
Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Is it something that we can possibly do a fundraiser for and maybe get a partial of the funds or what? What can we do to make this better?
Yeah.
Period.
Now, would you get pushback? And again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Would you get pushback from guys who are like, they don't want nobody else fishing that lake? Is there a group of that that's just kind of like they don't want it to change?
You might have a handful of that, but I think for the most part,
I hope you don't.
I think for the most part, everybody wants to look.
Okay, well that's good.
Like I said, these $100,000 bass boats. You get tired of driving them up on rocks.
Right.
Okay.
Then you wade in mud, getting in and out.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to do something to fix that.
And to think about it also is, if we were able to partner and do something like that, we're not just benefiting us.
Right.
We're benefiting the whole community.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just going to be benefiting just the bass fishermen. You're also will be benefiting the pleasure boaters.
Yeah.
So and the other pontooners and everybody else.
Them jet skiers.
And jet skiers. Yes,
they're my favorite.
You'll be benefiting them as well. So it's not like it's benefiting just one group.
Them kayak guys are like, we can just pull our boat right down wherever,
Oh yeah,
the kayak guys are different, baby. They like that. All right, how about this?
I think we ought to make a like a slide chute for the kayaks, like you do with the fish.
Listen, if I did that, my fat butt would flip first 5 feet I was off of that thing. So, Surf Dad, have we seen Surf Dad before?
No.
Well, Surf Dad, that's a new name for me. Glad you're watching that. They need to stop draining so much and so early. So I guess that's pretty much a consensus with the guys here. I'm going to throw you a little curveball right now because I want to get everyone. Yeah, I know these bugs. Please, if you're an exterminator, come. I want to get you guys' opinions because I know how the Lanier guys are. It's always a great drama, and this is a great drama everywhere. Forward-facing sonar. Let's get a little bit going here. I want to know how you feel. All three. You three ain't been on. You ain't been on
facing sonar. If you don't have it, quit fishing.
Ooh.
Woo! There you go.
I mean, seriously.
Quit fishing.
You're
talking tournament wise and stuff. Yeah, you're talking
it's like quit griping and learn how to use it. I remember back in the 70s, I'm old school. We had the flasher, and when my dad bought it, everybody said, "Oh my gosh, you got the magic box! You're gonna catch every fish in the lake." no, you're not going to catch every fish in a lake.
Yeah.
But forward facing a sonar has changed fishing.
Yeah.
We all agree with that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it, you're not using it.
You're behind.
You're behind. You're
What-
behind. You're behind.
What
times.
about you? You're shaking your head.
Well, I am. So I will say this much. I invested in it this year,
Uh-huh.
right? I wasn't a believer until I fished a couple tournaments on Lanier and I saw these guys killing me. Okay, there's a brush pile right there. I'm like, what the heck? I mean,
Right.
so I had to have it for myself. So this year has been experimentation for me with it, right?
Mhm.
One thing that I have learned with it is I don't rely on it to think I'm gonna catch every fish is in there, right? So
Right.
it has its detriments, right? From
Yes.
that standpoint. So what I've used it for really is just to kind of sort of basically more refine my locations and my areas because
Yeah.
it helps me quickly eliminate water. So for me, it's really just eliminating water to determine if there's areas for me to fish. I'm not looking at it
Use it as a
video-
tool.
As a
Yeah,
tool.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's not a
tool.
video game to see if I can. Oh, he's coming. I'm not using it for that purpose at all.
Okay.
It's just a tool.
What about you there?
Exactly.
Okay. So
Would
yeah.
you take your car to have an oil change with a guy that just has one screwdriver in the toolbox? No, it's a tool. It is a tool. That's all it
That's
is.
a hell of a way to say it, but yeah.
It's a damn tool.
I was sitting there going, I ain't heard that before, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. You're right.
-1.
What'd you say?
I just killed a fruit fly.
Oh, I know.
You killed a fruit fly?
Yeah, I got
Get
one.
that
Look,
man.
I'm
Give him a
serious.
drink.
I know.
Some of the good stuff.
Let's see. So, okay. So I'll be. Let's see. What did Surf Dad say down there?
I'll be on Allatoona tomorrow, Stamp Creek area. Love it. Haven't been skunked in 6 years.
Hey, listen. That's what I'm saying. Listen. I love Stamp Creek. I love it, and I think if you want to take a kid fishing anywhere to get them started fishing, Stamp Creek's one of the best places because you're going to get a bite. Now, whether you catch it or not, that's a different thing. And that's what I love about Allatoona when I do get a chance to fish it. And my brother-in-law fished electric only with me this year, and he hadn't fished any of these things. And he asked me what my favorite tournament was, and every year it's the same thing, Stamp Creek. Not the biggest weights, by no means biggest weights. I said, we'll catch 30, 40 fish. You know, they're all going to, you know, at the time I would say, you know, they're all going to be 13 and a half. But we actually, I think we took big fish in our tournament. He caught like a 3-3 spot right there off them little islands right there with a shaky head, though. It was with a shaky head. I'll tell everybody with a shaky head.
Shaky head, not no Ned.
Not no Ned rig. Not no Ned rig. Shaky head. It's always fun to hear guys' opinions, though, on the forward-facing sonar because it's all, everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah.
But I get to thinking about the flasher.
Yes.
What an antiquated, but at the time that was the technology. That was like going from vinyl to an 8-track or whatever, and then cassette and all that. I mean, it was just so different.
Yeah, forward facing sonar is not the end of bass fishing.
Lord, some people think it is.
I mean, yes, you can definitely catch fish without it. There's some really good anglers that don't use it.
Yeah.
But I personally think they're behind in times. Could I kick my tail with it or without it? Yes. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
There's some hammers.
But you feel like it helps you.
It helps me. But again, I'm not sitting there looking at it, but I can see that in brush piles coming up, 80 to 100 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm not running over them. I'm not running over top of them. It also helps on these lakes that we go fish because we're not just Allatoona.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
we're fixing to spend 2 days in Wee Dally this coming weekend.
Yeah.
And I don't know that lake as good as I do Allatoona. So
you can use it like John said to
so
eliminate water.
Yeah. So when I'm down there pre-fishing Thursday or Friday, I'm going to have that thing wide open. I'm going to, even if I don't even throw a rod and lure in the water, I'm going to use that to learn the contours of the land. I'm going to use that to find the brush piles. I'm going to use it to find the drop offs. I'm going to use it to find the bait fish.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Right now, we're in the fall trans thing and the water's turning over. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Allatoona of the day was bubbling pretty good.
I was going to ask it with them drawing it down. Does it still have a turnover?
Yes, it does.
Yes,
It definitely
It does.
does.
Oh, it definitely does.
Well, that
And
makes
right
sense.
now it's bubbling pretty good. A couple of weeks it'll be over with and be back to normal or whatever. But like we're going to head to Wee Dally. I don't know. If somebody knows about Wee Dally, if it turned over or not, let us know. 'Cause
Let
we'll
us
be
know,
there
yeah.
this weekend.
Robert Wood, hey, what's up, Woody? Flashers they used to find the hard bottom
Mhm.
on spots and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I remember that though. That just and I've seen some people that still
Still have
have them.
Yeah.
They still have them, but it's funny how and Ryan makes a good point. He's talked about that. The technology's changed with the rods. It's changed with the baits, and
Mhm.
everybody's cool with that. It's just forward facing, and everybody seems to have a problem.
You look at it probably here in about 2, 3, 4, 5 more years. Forward facing sonar is going to be probably out the back end. There's going to be something else that's going to take its place.
Yeah, it'd be like this fish weighs 4 pounds.
Yeah. It weighs 4 pounds and throw a Ned rig.
Throw a Ned rig. All right, so we've gone about an hour and 40. Anything else on Allatoona you guys want to cover? I want to spend a couple more minutes before I let you guys go. I want to recap on the tournament itself, but I will say this has been educational for me because y'all have talked about some stuff tonight on Allatoona, and it's going to be very interesting to watch how Allatoona changes over the next 3, 4, 5 years and just see, how the lake does change. It does change. So, and I think it could be ready for its heyday. But if, like they said, if Mr. Beck said, if they're putting all them largemouth in there too, it'd be really interesting to see what the largemouth on Allatoona do, how that population, and if they kind of get like some of these on Lanier, if they're out there chasing them bluebacks, or if there's going to be your brim eaters, they'll always be those. Well, I think spots do that too, don't you, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Oh, spots are brim eaters too, like that. So real quick, before I let you guys go, but again, I want to thank you guys for sharing that with Allatoona. We don't get enough of you guys up here, so we definitely appreciate it. Anytime we can get somebody from Allatoona up here to talk about it a little bit. But again, before we let you guys go, I want to reemphasize the Toys for Tot tournament. And you guys correct me if I say anything wrong. November 4th, Victoria Landing, $80 entry fee plus a toy per angler, so 2 toys per boat. They're going to have a motorcycle ride in conjunction with this. If you guys want to go back and watch the very beginning, Ryan put a flyer up, and a Jeep ride. And again, those guys are going to be collecting toys. 3,500 children in Pickens County. That's what the concentration of this year's tournament is for Pickens County and the youth in Pickens County. So we definitely want to do that. If you want to stop by the store, we're going to start trying to collect. And so we got basically a month. When do you need everything by? The week before. So we got about 3 weeks. So you guys out there watching, or if you watch this at a later date, if you guys want to bring a toy up to the shop here, we'll make sure we'll collect them all. We'll make sure we get them. If you know people, if you go to a church, tell your church about it this Sunday and say, hey, that we got this great event, and have your church members or your business, anywhere you work, get a handful of toys and bring them up here, or we'll get you in contact with these guys to make sure we get them all there. If you got a business that wants to sponsor, I'm sure you guys will take that up until when or whatever. Or if you got something you want to donate for a raffle or anything like that.
Yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, our email is bigshantybass@gmail.com. And just give us a shout out there, and one of us will get back in touch with you.
bigshantybass@gmail.com.
Yep.
Okay. And again, like I said, this is we always talk in the fishing world. We always talk about the drama that's going on. We always talk about the bad things, but every once in a while, light gets shined in here. That's a good thing. And this is one of those things right here. That's a very good thing that we all can get behind and get together. And again, you and their guys, they said, hey, there's plans. There's plans in the works. You kayak guys, hey, there's plans. Let's see. Danny, can we get your input on what is that? I can't see. What is Justin saying right there?
Farva.
What is Farva?
Super Troopers. Apparently, I love
Farva. Go on YouTube and type in bear blank. That's my favorite part. Yes. So, do y'all know? I hope y'all don't know this thing. Super Troopers is a great movie.
I don't have an orange Camaro.
You don't have an orange Camaro. He is Farva. I couldn't read it from the angle. Yeah, but he does. Ryan, he looks like a lot of different things. So,
I look like Ryan.
You look like Ryan, and there's only one Ryan, and thank God, because that was one big ass mold right there. So it's done. But listen, guys, seriously, I want you to get behind this Toys for Tots with Big Shanty Bassmasters. It's a great event. The guys are wanting to grow it. Again, if you're interested in fishing it, $80 entry fee plus your toys, $3,000 first place prize. If you go back and listen to it, I'm not going to make them repeat it, but it was layered prizes and trophies, big fish, pot, and all that. And again, Allatoona, in November, the weather ought to be good for bass fishing. And it ought to be a great time. And again, you're doing it for a great cause. So thank you guys for coming up here and allowing us to help you guys hopefully a little bit. And again, all you guys watching, you guys, hey, you're always great. Fish North Georgia community, some of the best guys I know. You got friends. Share it. Let's see if we can really blow this up and help these guys out and make this bigger. Justin Speece, see y'all on the bike, so he's going to come. I knew he would do. He's one of them bikers like that, and you might have bikers in your family and all that. Tell them about it. Guys got a Jeep. Tell them about it. Lord knows I seen 52,328 Jeeps a couple of weekends ago. Couldn't eat anywhere in Jasper because there was Jeeps parked everywhere. So we definitely know there's Jeeps around here. But let's actually help these guys, help the kids, make this a great event going into the Christmas season. Put a smile on the kid's face and make the world a little bit better place. So, again, guys, thank you for coming out. Anything else you want to say for our closes?
We just want on behalf of Big Shanty Bassmasters, we want to thank you and Ryan for having us up.
Oh,
to
anytime.
bring this up.
Anytime.
And we certainly appreciate it.
Yo, absolutely. There you go. Got the handshake right there.
Ooh.
Got the handshake. But again, hey, listen, good meeting you, dude.
Yep.
I won't call you Lillian no more.
You call me what you want to.
You're Larry and
I've been
all
called
that.
worse.
Well, listen, ask my wife. Anybody says, whatever you call me, my wife says it worse. Trust me like that. I've been married 30 years, so I've heard it all.
You have to speak to him as the reigning 2023
Angler of the year.
Big
That's right.
Shanty
The reigning
Bassmasters
angler
of the year,
2023
Larry Gideons.
AOY. How do you pronounce the last name again?
Gideons.
Gideons. Larry
Yeah.
Gideons. Look at that smile right there. Like look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But I'd just like to say that the Big Shanty, if you're wanting to join a club, we need boaters and non-boaters. I know there's a lot of people out there that does not have a boat. They're trying to figure out how to get into fishing. Give us a call. Come and sit in one of our meetings.
Yeah, for sure.
And, we would love to have you. We'd love to take you fishing. You fish too. You can be a member of our club. So a lot of people who moved in and don't know the lakes, come and give us a call.
Yeah, because y'all aren't just Allatoona.
We are not just Allatoona.
You're all over the place.
We're all over the place. Like we're going to be at Wedowie, then we're going to Hartwell, then we're going to do the top 6 at Hartwell. So we got a really, really good season coming up.
And you've been around
Here's a
since
question.
75, so that's good. All right, let's hit this question.
When do y'all meet?
When do you meet? And I tell you what, if you get Kevin Thornton in your group, listen, that's the best looking 70-year-old man I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm serious. Like, he looks like he's 50. He's got those, who's that joker? Sean Connery. Like, you know how good he looked when he was old like that. Kevin Thornton is the Sean Connery.
Kevin Thornton's like
He's the Sean Connery of the
hit
fishing
50
world.
and then he hasn't aged ever since. It's like he found the fountain of youth.
He did good.
Something.
Lord, that man's good looking. And he brings me a pack of chew in the back every once in a while. So there you go.
71.
71. Woo, baby.
So great question. So actually we meet, so it's at JD's Barbecue in Ackworth. We meet the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m.
Okay, and y'all got a Facebook page, right?
We do.
So
We do.
y'all post that on that page.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so there you go. And the website. Oh,
And our website
we
as
know
well.
they're fancy now. They got a website.
Yeah.
So again,
That's where I
guys,
stole y'all's logo for my thumbnail.
is that what you did? You got it from the website?
Y'all's website.
Listen,
I'm glad it came in handy.
well,
right.
that's good. Listen, guys, so seriously, it's been a pleasure to have you guys up here. I know you got a long ride home, so I'm gonna let you get out. But always good to see you guys, and Big Shanty is welcome at Fish North Georgia on this podcast anytime y'all need something.
Thank
All
you.
y'all gotta do
Thank
is
you.
call,
Thank
let
you.
us know, because it's nice to sit with the good guys.
Thank you. We
Nice to
appreciate
sit
it.
with the good guys. So with that, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Again, guys, we appreciate you taking part in this. And again, hey, let's get the word out, help these guys out. And next week we're gonna have another great show. If you're on, and I don't know why you'd be fishing Saturday with all the great football and baseball it's gonna be on, but if you are fishing out there, it's gonna be windy. We got that front coming in, so make sure you're safe. Make sure you got your boat in order and everything like that. And watch out for all the idiots out there in the water. We want to be responsible anglers and all that. But you guys have a great, blessed weekend, and we will see you next week with another live well. Y'all